Hey everybody, how's it going? I wanted to just shoot a really quick video and give a little bit of further explanation and context to the reason why I left eXp Realty and have moved on to KIC Realty. That is KIC Realty. So I have a little bit of an explanation up there, and again, this is more for the realtors on my friends list, not necessarily the general public, but if you're interested to hear more, then feel free to stop scrolling. But I have left eXp Realty and I have joined KIC. I'm very excited about that. I'm actually the first agent in the in our real estate board to join the brokerage. We got some folks down in Calgary already. We got another handful or so coming on board right away here in the Red Deer area. So the central board is opened up as well. My mom, Brenda, has come on board as well. So she's agent number 2 in the Edmonton area. So we're really, really excited about it. And I wanted to kind of share just briefly kind of why we did it. I'm always open to have a conversation that gets into the more nitty-gritty details of why, but here's kind of a bird's eye view, 30,000 foot view of why I did what I did. So a little context to that is in 2017, I actually decided to join eXp Realty. And at the time, I think everybody thought I was crazy, or they didn't know what it was. Nobody had ever heard of it. Nobody had ever heard of that type of model of a brokerage before, really, certainly up here. There were like no agents in Canada. I think people thought I was nuts. And so I did that and it was hugely beneficial, hugely beneficial. I got in pretty early, certainly early in Canada, relatively early in the grand scheme of things of the company overall. I think it had been around for about 8 years at that point, but I was in before it really exploded. So it was hugely beneficial for me. And again, the basic model of eXp, of KIC, of Real, of LPT, of Epic, of all these companies now, I think it's just a better way to do things. Now, me saying that doesn't mean that the old brokerage model or the traditional brokerage model does not work. It works. It's been around forever. There's lots of people still there. I get it. It works. I just think there's a better way of doing things. And I think that these types of models just do things in a better way. They offer you as an agent a little bit more value back at the end of the day for doing what you're going to do anyways. All right. So that's really the number one reason why I decided to switch was I already know the model works. I think it's undeniable at this point. eXp has over 90,000 agents. We had like none in Canada. I can't remember how many we have in Canada now, but like in 2017, there was nobody. Nobody believed in us. Everybody thought it was a flash in the pan. Everybody thought the model would crumble. It didn't. All right. So what does that do? It breeds copycats, right? And there's been several since, and I think some are, have set things up better than others. And I'm really excited about KIC and the way that they are doing things. Number one is they are Canadian based. They are founded by a guy that I trust, a guy who I believe is a very authentic human, and is the guy who really got eXp Canada off the ground back in 2016, 2017. So they kind of been there, done that. A lot of the folks at the company understand really what works and what doesn't work about this model and perhaps how we can improve things. So that's number one, is I already know the model works, so nobody has to sell me on that type of model. There are some differences with KIC compared to eXp, and like I said, I'm happy to share those details with you, kind of a more one-on-one setting. The second reason why I decided to make the move, because like I'm saying all these good things about eXp, and I don't have a bad word to say about eXp. They've provided me more than I kind of ever thought I would get out of real estate brokerage, like by far. Okay, so I got nothing bad to say about them. So you might be going, well, what the hell? Why'd you leave, right? Why are you leaving? I had one guy go, why are you bailing on eXp? He's like, I'm not bailing, right? I'm looking at a new opportunity, one that I think is going to have massive upside. So the second reason, shares. All these companies have a share, sort of acquisition model built in. So by me selling X number of homes, I get X number of shares. And by me bringing somebody to the company, I get X number of shares. And by me doing this, I get shares. By me doing this, I get shares, right? So it's kind of a thing. And again, to the general public, it doesn't really make a difference, or maybe it doesn't even make sense. But that is how the vast majority of people benefited from eXp in the beginning, even more than RevShare. There's a very small number of people that benefited greatly from RevShare, right? There's a larger number of people who benefited from acquiring stock in the early stages of the company. This company is way earlier than when I joined eXp in 2017. This is as close as you can get without it being my own damn idea. All right, so The whole goal here is to acquire as many shares as I can over the next 3 to 5 years. It will be a publicly traded company at some point. And so the goal is to continue selling as many homes as what my goals are. My public facing real estate sales business doesn't change at all. My signs change colors a little bit. That's it. I'm still doing everything that I'm doing. I'm not changing anything about that. And I don't have to change anything about that, because where you hang your license shouldn't dictate how you conduct your business, outside of like marketing guidelines and the legalities of things, right? How you conduct your business should be up to you. And so I can do that anywhere. I can do it at a traditional brokerage. I can do it at eXp. I can do it at KIC. No, that's not going to change. But what are you getting out of all that money you're paying a brokerage? You're going to pay a bunch of money to a brokerage no matter where you go. It doesn't matter what type of model, they get your money. All right. So what are you getting back out of it? It always comes down to value. So shares, in my opinion, are the number one reason why you can and how you can benefit from a company, especially being in early. Okay. So that's why I did it. I'm getting in at the ground floor and hopefully going to take a ride here. It's going to be more of a long-term investment than it was at eXp, but potentially with a much higher upside. And number 3, I already kind of mentioned it. So they're Canadian based, which I love. Instead of the US opening up into Canada and trying to run things like they do in the States, and not a lot of it works, we're starting in Canada. Doesn't mean we're not going to expand to the US, but we're starting here. Canadian culture, Canadian values, Canadian way of doing things, Canadian law, all those things, right? We're starting in Canada, and it's started by people that are amazing at what they do and are truly great, authentic people. KIC stands for knowledge, integrity, and community. And when I heard that, I go, oh, that's actually like the perfect way to sum up kind of how I feel about my business. Knowledge. I think there's not enough of it in our industry. It's too easy to get a real estate license. It's too easy to help your friends, cousin, brother, coworkers go and buy a condo. Like there's not enough knowledge in our industry. It's one really big pet peeve of mine. Integrity above all else. Again, something that our industry lacks severely. And then community. Community is, something that I've made a conscious effort to focus more on, not only in my business, but in my personal life as well, as being part of a community more so, giving back to the community, expanding your community, and really sort of changing the definitions of what that means within my business, right? And so all those things combined, I'm like, you know what, this is a fantastic opportunity. I am leaving behind some things at eXp that, are not nothing. So that's how much I believe that this is going to be a success. And, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, first one in Edmonton. So if y'all see KIC or KIC Realty on an MLS sheet, you're going, what the hell's that? Well, here you go. This is what it is. So again, happy to chat with anybody one-on-one about the nitty-gritty details about the model, and anytime. So feel free to let me know. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and let's go. Can't wait for 2024. We'll see you later.